We are about ready to go. House on pole position. Rietveld alongside this time. R-Factor 2 Formula Pro Series powered by Traction.gg is underway, and the best launch I think comes from Hanyovski. It was a terrible start from Kevin Siggy as Bonnerhouse is going to lead clearly down into turn 1 as they'll all go 3 wide. Jone Simic diving in there. We're riding on board with Pajic, who's been dived and dropped down the order even behind Michi Hoyer.
And now they spread at least a bit. Well, we got Risto Capit next to that should be Jakub Brzezinski, if I'm not mistaken.
Watch the start of not only Hanyovski, of course, we're on board with Simic. Hanyovski comes through there. A bad start from Siggy. Not a great start from Pajic as well. So we dive down the inside on board, but we're 3 wide at this point. Car on the right-hand side as diving through. There is Dennis Jordan, but what happened? Dicing their way through. I do get the vibe that we're going to see a bit of contact here, and that's what happened to Valeriano. A little bit of contact as well. That might have been Kasper Stolzer. It's so dicey. What happened to Jordan? Was it all by himself? Was it a solo issue? It was just coming out of this section. Was it Hoyer into the rear end? Kind of feel it's solo.
Yep, that was definitely on Dennis Jordan. Driver's error here coming out of the Mercedes AMG arena. I would say Hoyer versus Bianco Lila. I would probably put my money on Michi Hoyer right now because he is a great driver. Cursed it immediately as we get DRS opened for Bianco Lila, who takes down Michi Hoyer into turn 1.
And they're going to lose so much percent of grip. As here we go, Jiri Toman. That one's surely not going to work as the outside drive from Risto Cap is enough to keep him ahead. But the cutback, switchback manoeuvre from Jiri Toman almost opened up the door for Marcel Chinchik as well to come through. I only caught this out of the corner of my eye, Rene. That is a proper send down into turn 1. Managed to hook it up. There's a little bit of contact here as they're just pushing so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real send. If there is an Alpha 2 video that fits the sended, Alan Terzic also came in.
Oh, that's tight in the box. That's going to block the Varga guys in, and having to reverse is Jiri Toman. What a terrible round for Varga Sim Racing. That's why you want to come in by yourself. Bonnerhouse to the pit lane. Jeffrey Rietveld also. Kevin Siggy assumes the race lead here at the Nürburgring. Hanyovski, Jone Simic, all this like staying out. Jeffrey Rietveld and Bonnerhouse and Michi Hoyer all in.
With one of the GT drivers who lost his rear wing there, well, we get a replay of Alan Terzic against Alex Siebel, I would say. No, it could be Dennis Jordan, actually. Basically, to get into the pit lane and not running in. Oh, look at that. That was really, really tight. I mean, he got lucky that there was probably no damage at all.
Behind Dennis Jordan after the dramas on lap 1. This is how close it was between Jan von der Heide and Risto Capit. As tight as you like, and Risto Capit just not able to get there. That might be a bit of a huff.
For now, I would say Pajic, probably the quicker driver on the track.
Yeah, and that was deep from Bianca Lilla through the Schumacher S. And Pajic has come through. There's contact between them. Chop across the nose and through the middle. Birthday boy. There's your present. Up to P6, Sonny Jim.
Burst boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do if they come for you? 5th and 6th now. Obviously, Pajic had a great drive, as we saw from the rear camera, with Stefanko now trying it onto Alex Siebel on the outside into turn 1. There's still Chinchik in front, so they both have to make sure that they are quick enough on the brakes, but it seems like Stefanko has the upper end on the inside. Alex Siebel still trying to defend around the outside, but the Williams Esports driver, he will get through. Maybe he does so, and with that slots in right behind Chinchik.
This incident between Pajic, you can see there Bianca Lilla a little bit too deep, going back to the inside, committing on the brakes. I mean, that's a hard one to call. I think it's just Pajic just isn't really there. I think there's maybe just enough room given by Bianca Lilla, but it's kind of one of those things where, as there we go around the outside, that's a superb move from Stefanko trying to make one up once again. Might be able to make a couple of moves in a couple of laps. Don't know where this pace has come from for Williams Esports, but on the rear end of Marcel Chinchik trying to work it through, that could be a disaster, because if that's a 10-second time penalty or something in that vein, that'll be huge. Michi Hoyer about to lose a position, gained a couple of laps ago, and Jakub Brzezinski on return to Formula Pro, diving it to the inside at turn 1 and trying to make the move stick as we cut back to, there is Brzezinski.
Let's hit a bit higher and allowing us to see a bit better and then judge their driving and their diving.
Look at that dive from Jiri Toman around the outside. A little bit of contact there. That wasn't so pleasant from Danny Kish. that one might not be viewed too well. This looks like it's going to be fairly sorted, especially with that snap from Danny Kish. Surely Yuri Toman is going to pass here. Got the outside once again on the run down into Yokohama. Got to make it stick around the outside. Is there going to be contact again? Yes, there is. That one looked a bit more like Yuri Toman was trying to cut it back in for a switch back and the run into AMG.
Yeah, one of the teams that's definitely fighting to stay out is John Laser Esports Academy and the team Fortzilla that we have on screen. So this kind of is the fight to survive.
Imagine the pressure that all of these drivers are under. That is proper sweaty hands territory. This is Yuyovsky. I think this might be a little bit of a mistake. A little bit of a slide too deep. Whoa, nearly threw everything away into the bin there.
Let's see. The chat says already a countdown to Com's Curse. Now that we said all cars are still in, Dennis Jordan around the outside on turn 1. That did not work on Muhammad Patel.
3.5 clear is Kevin Siggy over Jeffrey Rietveld. Back on board with Pajic. And there we go for the dive. Bianca Lilla potentially dropping the position. This one looked a little cleaner than it was a few laps ago when they went side by side. And that time it is completed by Pajic. No, it's the last lap of the race. They'll take a look once again at the front right. You can see it just locking there. Flat spot appearing. That is not what Jeffrey Rietveld wants, and he'll be under an awful lot of pressure. 3 from 3 for Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Kevin Siggy, Jeffrey Rietveld, 2nd and 3rd as we refocus on the battle for Risto Capit. Back up to Bunner House. Another race victory. Another good points effort. Race results from the Nürburgring then. Almost complete domination from Bunner House at the top of the field with Siggy up to 2nd position. Jeffrey Rietveld from 2nd down into 3rd. Mirhan Yuyovsky was applying pressure at the final moments of the race with Jone Simoncic, best result of the season in 5th. Jakob Brzezinski, the rise of the Williams to 6th. The win is worth 5 more points than the position behind, and then behind that it's 2-2-2, and then quite a few ones in
well, that's still the same 4 points that they had in between them before. So nothing lost.
Indianapolis, kind of a similar stretch down into turn 1, only it's a bit wider. By bit wider, I mean it's quite a lot wider down at Indianapolis. But I'm expecting, once again, we're going to be talking of race starts being a really key factor, but now strategy as well.